All right, we're down here in Philadelphia. Friend of the program, Chris Boucher, Raptors legend. Chris, you play here tonight, and then you go back to Cleveland, or go back to Toronto to play Cleveland. You'll be at 403 games played as a Toronto Raptor. Do you know who that ties you with?
No.
Vince Carter.
That's tough.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah, that's really nice.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your longevity as a Raptor, right? Because it's the same number of seasons as you and Vince hitting 403 games. And, a lot of the talk, now that the trade deadline's over, everyone can relax a little bit. But even leading up to the trade deadline, it was like, your name was brought up a lot. A lot of contenders, New York, LA, Denver.
Yeah.
How did you feel during that time, sort of knowing that, that future was in question?
I won't lie to you, I think it was the most peaceful deadline I had, like, compared to the other years. I think the other years is just because I didn't know what to expect kind of after. So, I was just, like, probably not playing well during that time, too. So I was like, okay, well, might be it and all. So I think this time it was more like, I get to the point where I've been here for so long. I feel like, I've done everything that I was supposed to do. I kind of did a resume for myself, but I also was like talking about being all of them way, quite much. And I never felt like, they were telling me that I was going to go away or whatever. So, the media says one thing, but really, the GM and the people around here, they would have told me if there's something would have happened, and maybe I would have been concerned a little bit more. But I felt like I was doing everything I was supposed to do, being a good vet, doing what I was supposed to do when I get the minutes, and staying professional. So, that's all you could do, really.
That's really good to hear that you guys are in the loop with everything, right? Because, you mentioned, I'll admit to it, too. We all thought that, a lot of movement was going to happen in the deadline. Other guys got moved, too, but you're still around. I think now that you've had so many years, you're the longest tenure Raptor now, I want to take you back to the beginning of it all, if you remember. You signed with the Raptors 2018. You signed an Exhibit 10, which basically is like you got an invite to Summer League and training camp, and we'll see beyond that, right?
Yeah.
What was life like for you at that time when you first joined with the Raps?
I was so pissed. I think I went to training camp, and they gave me a 10-day, and I wanted a contract, and they gave me a 2-way, and I was so pissed because I was just coming back from a 2-way, and I felt like I was way better than that. So they gave me a 2-way, meaning I had to go back in the G League. And for the beginning, when it's your first year, you feel like, oh, I'm with the team. I was with Kawhi and Danny Green. I was like watching them play, Kyle or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna be here. And then they send you back to the G League, and you realize, oh, damn, like it's not like that. Like to travel, I had a roommate and all. So yeah, it was definitely. I was really pissed during that year, but I also told myself like I was gonna use that anger in the G League.
Yeah.
So that ended up paying off really, really good because then I got the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, and that same year I got converted. So I never really looked back from then. So.
Wait, hold on. You had a roommate in the G League? They made you have a roommate in the G League?
We had a roommate. My first, it only lasted one night. After that, I was like, I'm gonna pay my own thing. I don't care how much it costs.
Who did they try to put you with? Do you remember?
And my first year was I think I was with Malcolm Miller.
Okay. Malcolm's a nice guy.
Wasn't too bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Missed that guy.
You mentioned that year in the G League. You averaged 27 and 11, and you had 4 blocks per game. You still, by the way, have the record. I looked it up the other night. You still have the record for most points as a member of the Raptors 905. 47 points in one game. Now, I want to ask if you remember your first ever game with the Raptors, like when you got called up. Do you remember what that game was like?
Was it against Chicago or something like that? I think I got a black on Zach LaVine. I think that was like the first moment I kind of like played regular minutes that was important and all. So I think that was the game.
So the first game you played was actually October 29, 2018. It was against the Bucks.
Oh, I played that game?
Yeah, that game, you got in the game. And, I guess I was going to quiz you on what that game was. But,
what did I do?
Well, you got 6 points. You had 6 points in 2 minutes.
What did I do? 3 points?
Yeah, you shot a 3 right away, which was like your signature back then, right? Every time you got in, you would shoot a 3. But you got put back. That was your first career basket. And then you got to the foul line 6 times in 2 minutes. That's it's pretty good. I think it was like a signature Chris Boucher performance back in the day. Right. So that team, it's the 2019 team. You got all those vets on that team. You make it. You got converted midway through that season.
Yep.
How was it like fitting in with that group in particular? Because, the start of your career was crazy. You're playing with Kevin Durant, playing with Steph Curry, and you're playing with Kyle and Kawhi Leonard. What was that like that year for you?
I think it was a lot easier just because I had, Fred that was helping me a lot. comparing me to like being able to be like similar to Pascal running the floor and being able to shoot the three. So I think it was really good to have them around. They did the G League route too, so they kept looking for me. And Serge, I think Serge was really a good hand for me. Marc Gasol. I mean, I had a great vet, so I think it was a lot easier for me to get adjusted. But also, they knew like, okay, well, this is a year for you to get better, and you're not gonna be on the floor and all. We're trying to win a championship. Everybody was, playing, so they know and Powell and all. So it was a lot easier knowing that I didn't have to be playing 20 minutes a game or whatever, or trying to change the team. Like if I didn't play a good game, well, it wasn't gonna change the narrative of what's going on for the team this year.
So when you did start getting minutes and stuff, how did you first get Nick's trust and get yourself into like a big piece of the team where you're going to play every single night? How did you earn that trust?
I had to consistently do the same thing on and on. I think it took more than I thought for him to get the confidence. I think at first I was like, you know what, I need a couple of good games and it'll be it. But no, I had to every day show up, bring energy, and consistently do it no matter wins or loses. And I think that's something that I brought up with my career, is just not really look at the score and just come to the game and be ready. And I think that's something that they put on my head all the time, that I had to play hard just to be on the floor. And I think that's what helped Nick Nurse play. And I think if you ask him right now, that's the one thing he's going to say, is that somebody plays as hard as Chris, kind of hard to find.
Right. I think Dark earlier this year, he called you the ultimate professional. And it's like, sometimes coaches, they don't necessarily have you in the rotation right away, but no matter what, you always find a way to get on the floor. You always find a way to impact. What is it about you? Like, what is it, that quality about you, where no matter what, you still find a way to play?
Just keep believing that I should be playing. I think, sometimes stuff is out of your control. You don't really know what is going on, so you just, stay yourself. I think that I've shown time and time that I should be playing, that I can help any team. And especially with a young team like that, I think that I have a lot of tools to show them, what it takes to be playing, and especially rotation minutes or not being on the rotation and how to be ready. I think that's something that a lot of these guys are going to need in their career, and I think that I'm doing a really good job trying to show what it takes to do it, and I've been doing it for a long time now, so it's not a surprise anymore.
So, two last questions. Number one, when you look ahead to the future, and who knows, right? Who knows what happens, but I don't know if you've seen this theory online where Raptor fans, they really, really like you at this point. They want you to be essentially our Udonis Haslem. Now, UD played 20 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. I don't know if you can catch UD, but I mean, what do you think about, your contract does run out this summer. Would you want to stay in Toronto long term if it all worked out?
I mean, I love Toronto. If it all worked out, why not? I think that, Toronto did a lot for me. I don't really see myself in another jersey or another team, but you never know what can happen. So I think that for me, it's just, like I said, it's a long season still. I still got a lot of stuff that, I want to be able to show, but I want to be able to, do and get better. And one thing that Toronto's doing really good right now is, getting me to the vet, the vet level where, you kind of know what you're supposed to do, what to expect. And, like I said, I got guys like Garrett and all around just to kind of show what it takes to be a vet. And I think that's something that I needed to learn. Not only just playing, but just, how to approach situation, how to talk to the rookies. Just different ways to be a better player and somebody to be around.
And last question, you're the right person to ask about this. What's the secret of longevity in this league?
I mean, I feel like I'm kind of cheating because a lot of people have been playing for so long, and I was like 19, 20, so when you think about it, I've just been playing like 12. I only have 12 years of basketball on me.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty helpful, but once again, every time I talk to one of those trainers and all, they say I should send my blood to the lab, so I don't know. You should ask them.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Chris, man, on behalf of all Raptor fans, man, we're all really proud of you. We're all really happy you're here.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we just want to see you keep climbing, man.
Love you guys too.
Appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate you, man.